cold morning, but the sun's out, so I'm enjoying my time on the plot. Let's show you what we're getting up to today. Some really good soil in this compost bin. Look at this. Some really good stuff. Just brilliant. Can top some of the beds up with this. Really impressed with this homemade compost. It's actually really good stuff. So I'm going to give this garlic a bit of a mulch. Not that it needs it, but I found I did this last year and it seemed to do well for the crop. So it's just really given it a mulch of some compost. And at least that way it just allows some slow release into the soil really and helps strengthen those garlic bulbs. I mean, garlic usually you don't have to do anything with it, it will just do its thing. But I like to do this, and particularly where the soil is quite shallow, I won't go too deep but just a nice light mulch would help put some condition back into the soil, because we've had a lot of frost. Although this garlic does really well in frost and it's good for the garlic, but a little mulch, in my opinion, I've been doing it for a few years, and I think it helps. You've just got to make sure that the compost is not wet, because the last thing you would want would be for the bulbs to start rotting. But as long as you get a nice little bit of dry compost and just put it over this bed as a mulch, it'll just help the garlic. But it does seem to be doing quite well. It never ceases to amaze me how fast garlic grows. Bulbs are looking amazing, and they've had a light dusting of compost just to give them a bit of added goodness. But yeah, I'm very impressed and happy with the way the garlic is doing. Onions are a little bit slower, but that's expected. They're always slower than the garlic, but I'm sure they'll take off soon. The ones I planted earlier on, well, sort of early December in the ground are doing well. The ones in that bed are a bit slower, but I'm sure they'll soon catch up. Just like to say a huge thank you to Alan from Alan's Allotment. You gave me a shout out in your last video, and I really appreciate that. I've been watching your vlog since day one, and I'm massively inspired by you. I really enjoyed watching the pigeons in the early days when you used to vlog, and the regular updates there, and you've got a fantastic allotment, and I just really love your ideas, and I'm hoping to learn a lot more from you. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for the shout out in your last video. I really appreciate it. Hi, so I'm back home now and I'm indoors. I spent the morning on the plot. It was nice. It was quite cold this morning. The temperature was only about 1 degree. So, but as the sun came out, things did warm up. So I had a very pleasant morning on the allotment plot. I'm now back home, and what I decided to do was to start sowing my first seeds. Although technically I have sown some sweet peas, but I ran out of the seed trainers, so I need to do a bit more of that. So I'm not doing any more sweet peas at the moment. But I thought in the meantime, what I'd like to do is start sowing some spring onions and some mustard leaves, mustard greens, and also some lemon balm. So I'll show you what I'm sowing indoors under cover in these propagators. They're not heated, so they literally will just stay here in my conservatory, and it's very warm. Well, it gets very warm in here in the day. The temperatures drop at night, but it's a very sunny place. It's the sunniest room in the house, so hopefully they'll do quite well. So I'll just show you what I'm growing. The spring onions indoors are white Lisbon, some mustard leaves, which is ruby streaks, and some lemon balm. Okay, I'm not actually going to use these bigger trays because I'm thinking I might get some lettuce in here separate. So what I'll do is just sow them in these smaller trays. So I'll just move this one so I can actually get these smaller trays in front of me. I think they'll do well in these smaller trays, and then I can cover them up, keep them here in the conservatory, and in these bigger trays I might get some more lettuce in there as well. What I just wanted to show you as well is that Lidl have got their seeds now in stores. I spotted them this morning, so I've actually bought some more seeds for this year as well, and there's some interesting ones. In fact, I've said to quite a few people that I'm really keen to try watermelon this year, and there's this one called Watermelon Sugar Baby, and apparently they're quite hardy, so I'll be growing these in the greenhouse. And also I've just picked some radishes, beetroot, courgettes, so quite a few seeds this morning. And I do recommend Lidl seeds because I've always had really good results with them. So we'll see how those go, but they're not going to be planted. It's too early for that yet. So for now, I just thought it'd be nice to do a bit of sowing indoors. So yeah, I'll crack on with these, and yeah, so that will be great. I really enjoyed the allotment plot this morning. It was really nice. The birds were all out. I can't believe I spotted my very first buzzard on the allotment plot. That was amazing. I think it was a female buzzard because she was very, very large. And with birds of prey, the females tend to be larger than the males. I mean, when she literally took off, the wingspan was huge. So I was really taken back. In fact, not many people know, but I trained as a falconer and I did a Lantra course in falconry. So I do really love birds of prey, and I used to have my own years ago before my son was born, but it is a huge responsibility, and you need a lot of time for it. So I don't have that, unfortunately, now, but I do love birds of prey. So yeah, what I'm just doing is just taking out these spring onions, and I'm going to sow them in one of these trays. So what are you getting up to? Are you starting your sowing? It would be interesting to know what people are starting to sow now indoors under cover. These should be fine here, and I'll just keep an eye on them and see how they get on. I think that's enough for these. Yet. I can't really do much on the allotment at the moment, as a lot of people can't. I mean, in terms of work on the ground, because it's still very wet, and although it's not, I mean, we had a lot of frost this morning on the ground, but it soon thawed out when the sun comes out. But it's just, the ground is not really workable. I'm just doing small amounts each time I go over to the allotment. And then I put all of the weeds and everything that I've picked to a side, and then the next time I go around, literally just collect it all in the wheelbarrow, take it all to the compost bin, and start composting. I think I mentioned this earlier in the video as well, but I'm really keen to up my composting game. So this year I'm really going to work on that, really, because it costs quite a lot just buying it in all the time, and it's best to really work with what we have, and so yeah, I'm hoping to do more composting this year, just making sure that I'm learning as I'm going along, but I'm watching quite a few YouTubers and massively inspired by them, like Terry King. I mean, the composting strategy and everything that he's got going is absolutely amazing, and I'm following quite a few other YouTubers as well, and it's really making me think that I can do this, and I really need to, because it's just good to think about that, which is the other side of allotmenteering really, is that we should really learn more about actually composting and working with what we have. So that's another plan for this year. I'd also just like to say a massive thank you to everyone that's been, there's not many of these seeds, so I'll just put them all in. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everyone that's subscribed to the channel, and that literally the comments have been really gratefully received, and the likes and subscriptions, fantastic. So thank you so much to everyone that follows the channel, and I'm just hugely motivated to continue to do more, and really continue to learn on this journey, and it's nice to have all you guys with me. So thank you very much to everyone that's always taken the time out to like and comment. I've never grown lemon balm before. It says all year round and harvest all year round, so this will be an interesting one. I've seen them. I think they get quite like they get quite bushy. They grow into a bush. But yeah, we'll try this. There's quite a few seeds here, so. And what I'm just going to do once I've sown all these is just cover them up again with some more compost mix, and then it's just a potting mix that I'm using in terms of the soil. And then once I've covered them, I'll give them a light watering, and then we'll cover them with the propagator tops, and yeah, we'll see how they get on. But these are my first seeds that I'm actually sowing this year, and I'm really excited. It's been great fun. So my assistant now is going to just gently water these seeds that we've just sown. Good job. So Rhea now is writing the name of the seeds that we've just sown. So spring onion.
Yep.
Mustard.
Okay.
And lemon balm.
Lemon what?
Balm. B-A-L-M.
Okay.
Good lad.